What is up, everyone? JD here. I hope you're doing well today. We're going to be doing the disassembly and maintenance for that CJRB Prado. Let's get into it. Okay, so I am doing the disassembly for the Prado. Thank goodness this is a lighter colored knife, so I can just lay the taco roll out here, the nasty burrito roll out here. No, this is the taco, right? Yeah, the taco is the smaller one. The burrito is the smaller one. I can't remember. But it's going to be a little bit different because this one we're going to take apart, and then at that middle point I'm going to stop on my end. I'll splice it as nice as I can together, and then I want to take it down and do the RIT dye for this one. I haven't done a RIT dye in a couple years, and I don't love the color in person. It's pretty, but it's just not my color, right? It's not a color that I really like. So I want to take that sky blue that I have downstairs and try to get this as dark as I can. Let's go ahead and take our Weehaw bit. T8 should be the full disassembly. T6 for the pocket clip, I think. Let me double check that. Yeah, T6. Sorry, I checked it, but I forgot. I believe on this one, if I recall correctly, if it's like the Prado, I think everything came apart from the pocket clip side. So let's start with the pivot and check. The reason I recommend these bits is because they tend to hold their strength out on the tip without any issues. You don't have to worry about stripping. This was not overly done. It does have a little bit of thread locker. Steel hardware is confirmed there. So I'm going to go ahead and just grab. I do have a separate driver that has a T6 bit, but I've had this tool recommended to me, the actual full driver T6 here. I don't think there's a huge difference between them, but it does seem like the way this is built is a little bit nicer so far, it seems like, than the actual T6 bit. So it seems like, whoop, it seems like it works really well. Just for the sake for this one, since I'm taking the scales off of both sides, I'm just going to get the pocket clip off out of the way. I think it'll also help with the crossbar lock because you do want to get access in between the scale and the liner, and that'll help you with removing the spring and getting everything off. So I'm just going to go ahead. I'm going to do a full takedown here, which is a little bit different. This is the other T8. I'm going to put that there. Sorry, this is just a mental exercise for me, but the full takedown just so I can get to the other side of the scale, but I wanted to give you guys a good look on the inside here. I know I've had some people that make scales say that it does help them when I do show everything here so that they can get a good look at the inside of the scale itself. We're going to have to really clean that up. But what I'm going to go ahead and do, since this is a captive pivot, I should be able to remove this as well, I think. Yeah. So I should be able to take that off. Yeah, there we go. It's coming off. And then you will need to, when you reinstall these, you'll need to make sure that you put them in the proper place in order to get this to be recentered. So that will be a little bit of an exercise as we come back to that. Oh, I forgot. I need to take this off, guys. I'm sorry. It's spinning. So I need to be able to hold that in place so that I can, hold on, give me a second, let me think. I might need to invest in a set of precision needle nose pliers because I only like to use these pliers in an emergency. I don't really love trying to grab onto stuff here with these because they kind of have really poor grip, so I have a hard time with that. So I probably really need a set of good precision um, pliers. Lord have mercy, the struggle is real. The struggle is real. Let's see. What do I have up here that I can use to push that out? There we go. Woo. There we go. This is a little different. You probably would not need to go quite this far with these. Those are some nice big old bearings. You probably would not need to go this far, truth be told, for this disassembly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead. Do you all need to see me holding this, taking it apart? I guess I'll record it, and then we can. Ooh, it's spinning. Damn. Let me do this. Hopefully, I don't want to scratch it. So hopefully I can get enough strength here. If not, I have my other pliers in the toolbox and I can use that in its place. But I'm doing this to prevent it from, yeah, spinning freely. Whoop. Oh, it's still in there. There we go. So we will, I think these do a good job keeping me from scratching it. Well, or does it? No, it went through that. It went through that cloth a little bit. So let me double it and try to grip it that way. I think I can get. I think I can get enough grip with these, but I think the cloth. There we go. I think the cloth isn't quite thick enough to keep it from going through the materials. Hold on. Let me see. I want to check on that barrel. It may be better to do a microfiber cloth to do it that way. Yeah, doubling on it. Doubling. Ooh, sorry, hit the camera. Doubling down on it seems to have worked. So, what is happening here? Are you stuck in the G10? Come on out. I need the scales. There we go. Okay, so we got it pretty much apart, guys. I'm going to go ahead, go clean these up. Maybe what I'll try to do is just some B-roll footage of what that looks like for you guys. But there's a full takedown, and I'll measure the bearings after I get the red dye done. All right, I did start to get some of it reassembled on one side just to get it set up for time's sake. And we'll take a really quick look, I promise, at the scales when I'm done and talk through that a little bit. Um, for some reason, and I'm guessing because it's a little bit of a darker color, it didn't seem to really want to take as well as it has in the past. So that's just something to take note of. Okay, I have cleaned everything up. I just wanted to show from this point forward because I think if you're doing a takedown and you get to this particular stage, this should be good enough for you to get the blade and everything in place. I did clean it, but I also wanted to show that notch that really does help the geometry and how this feels on deployment. And it has a lot more to overcome, excuse me, on the deployment from the locked down position. I went ahead and cleaned everything up, so that thing's a pain. I'm just going to go ahead, drop the blade down onto this without the stop pin, so it is okay that that is moving. And I'm going to go ahead and, excuse me, get the other bearing in place. And we should be good to go with installing the other cage from this point, I think. Pretty sure. Hoping so. So it should just be, oh, actually, I do need to push that pivot out just a little bit. I'm going to try to bring it up here so you can see. So I'm going to try to get that pivot as flush as I can. And that should let me just slide this on like so. Drop everything here down, and then you should be able to push that pivot through like that. So I know I did that kind of quick, but hopefully that helps with the reassembly part of it. And then from here, with just one of the springs in, I'm going to go ahead and put it in the halfway position, grab my stop pin, and then just install that like so. Then I'll let everything come back to a resting position. And then from here, whoop, come on, I will install my last, I'm just going to give it a little flex, not much. My last Omega spring. I'm going to flip this over in hopes that this will allow you to see what I'm doing. I doubt it, but I'll do my best to do this, to let you all see me hooking that in there. It isn't very hard at all, but I'm trying to just get it on camera so you guys can see it. So everything's assembled and ready to go. I did not tighten the other pivot down yet because I have a feeling I'm going to have to try to balance that. Oh, I almost forgot. I'm going to have to balance that when I'm trying, and I just use this to condition the spring to try to keep it in place. I probably really should use my lithium grease that I have downstairs, but that'll do for now. Let's see here. I think everything's assembled. I'm going to start by installing the pivot first. There we go. The magnet does help keep that in place. And there's so much thread locker on there, I don't think I need more. All right, so that feels pretty snug. I'm not going to go too far with that because I want to make sure that I can get everything centered. I'm going to go ahead and just start this screw in the hole. Sorry, something is tickling my throat. I don't mean to keep scratching my throat or clearing my throat on camera. I really do apologize for that. All right, so there we go. Let's get the pocket clip in, and then we'll play with the pivot to try to get that centered. So actually, let me see which one of these, if any, is longer than the other. It's so hard to do this on camera. Oh, they're sticking to each other. That does not help me at all. Let's see. I mean, they look pretty darn close, but they're not. They won't go side by side. I'm going to put this one in the back. It looks like it's a little bit thicker. I'll let you know if I meet any resistance at all with this one. Yeah, that went straight in. Hole looks lined up there. Now, I have noticed with the CJRB clips, they are slightly curved off the body there. So you do have to kind of push into the steel liner. So I'm giving it force into the liner, and that does get rid of the gap there. So just something to note if you're doing this disassembly, because if it's sticking up, it may not catch. Oh. All right, so I do have play. Let me just see where my centering is. All right, so let's try this side. Nope, that is too tight. Let's try this side. Nope. All right, so let's loosen that. Try to tighten it here. I'm going to just have to keep playing with it until I get it centered, guys. All right, guys, I do apologize. The folks came out for the yard and I had to stop. So I was actually just kind of working on this while I was waiting on them. Apparently, I didn't realize this, but my G10 is cracked right here. And I didn't realize it until the color. And I'm not quite sure if there was a blemish on the G10 here or what was going on with that one. But I was able to get it centered. The action feels nice and solid. Good play. No issues at all. So that's the only disadvantage to doing the RIT dies, if there's any sort of blemishes or anything like that that you may not have noticed. And honestly, truly, really didn't notice anything beforehand. I do feel it slightly, so I may just try to like take a real high grit sandpaper and just try to work it down a little touch and hope that I don't lose the dye. I mean, that's going all the way through there, but it looks pretty well centered to me. And, that's the one thing I don't love about G10. If you don't start with like a white or a jade, the color may not come out exactly as you want. I can still see a little bit of the greens and the grains in certain spots, even though I did leave it in there for quite a while. But I do like the sapphire color, and truth be told, I actually like the final result of this a little bit better than what came on it. So this will be okay for me, honestly, because it'll just be a reference knife, beater knife, that I keep in the collection that's really well made and really well done. I like this a lot. Not so much more than, my Spydercos and perhaps other higher end knives, but I do really like this, and it'll probably be something that I kind of get into the rotation now with that sapphire blue. I love the blade shape and everything, kind of like I do with the Amorite. So, this is going to be one of those ones that I can carry, that I can, just not really not care, but something that I can definitely go to if I want to do like a dirty job or a gunky job or something like that first. If I'm using this and have something else like my Wii Hyphen as the companion carry, the Wii I would break out just to get into packages and things like that. But to break down a box with a bunch of tapes or tape on it, or to get into something with a bunch of tape, that's what I think this one will do. But what are your thoughts on the RIT die? Do you like the way that came out? Yay or nay? I'm very happy with it. I do wish that I would have seen these blemishes. They do kind of take away from it. Or perhaps if you're on the other end of the spectrum, it gives it a little bit of character. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Thanks for watching all the way to the end. It does help the algorithm. Don't forget to leave a like and make sure you're subscribed with that notification bell turned on. You don't want to miss any alerts. Shout out to the channel members. You guys are awesome. I appreciate that extra level of support. And thank you all for using the links. I hope all of you have a fantastic week. Until next time, peace.